have this McLaren 720S in. The customer's complained that the brakes are squeaking. Now he has carbon ceramic brakes on his car. So what we're going to be doing is removing the brake pads, checking for cracks, and we might have to deglaze the brakes, reinstall them and go for a test drive, and hopefully that solves the problem.
Light stepping when I'm walking like I'm Billie Jean. Red jacket, it's a thriller when I'm on the scene. Paddock on my wrist, now I'm ahead of things.
With the McLaren 720S, the customer complained that the car was making a rumming noise when taking a bend, as in a wheel bearing collapsed. And also when coming to a stopping point, it was squeaking really loud. So, okay, I said, bring it in, let's have a look at it. Looking into the job, trying to remove the brake pads was a mission. They were literally stuck on there. The cause of these brake pads to seize and get glazed is because of lack of use. I always mention to customers, I know they buy expensive cars, they're really nice. Sometimes you don't want to drive it because just in case you cause any issues on the car. But it's always when you don't use the car.
Whilst the guys at Unit 15 are working on the McLaren, over at Unit E, a special parcel has arrived. So the wheels have arrived, I'm really excited. It's the final piece of the puzzle. Let's go have a look. So it took a while to get here. It's because the wheels are from America. We did the other 1016 Cullinan with Brixton Forge, that's the company we used. For the other Cullinan, we've used the same company for this Cullinan. They've been amazing, the design looks really cool. I can't wait to see it in person.
And she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone be blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict.
Nervous, I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'm really happy with how it came out. Exactly what the customer wanted. Now we just need to put it on the car and see what it looks like. I was super happy for the wheels to have finally arrived from America. They looked amazing. It was all going well until the tyre valves don't fit, so I can't call anyone from Brixton Forge to find out what they would use, because obviously they're asleep right now. How do we do it? Does anyone sell it?
On colour anyway. Yeah, I know. And tighten that up.
What else? Look, what else would they be sending?
You can't get a tyre, you can't get a pump on there.
Can you get like an extension on it?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that on there.
So we fitted the OEM TPMS sensors to the new wheels. Unfortunately, they actually rub on one of the spokes. Every time you want to fill in air, there's a risk of damaging the spokes. So we've fitted a temporary rubber valve in for now to see what the fitment is like on the car. So the old tires were Continental Contact Sport 5. They were 285, 45, 21. We've fitted Verdesigner's Ultra C Pro. That's 295, 30, 24. And they fit really well. These were recommended to us by the guys at 1016 and Brixton Forge. You're happy? Yeah. Stressful. I didn't think if it required spaces, it would have been a lot of trouble. But it doesn't. And the guys at Brixton Forge obviously promised me it wasn't. Obviously, they know more than I do, but I'm happy with it. And then, disaster. They said it, but that's what happened with the last one, isn't it? Yeah, but I told them.
Got it right?
I got these tyres because they said it doesn't need adjustment.
It's gonna be even worse when you lower it, isn't it?
Yeah. That's rubbing. Yeah, it's going to do the exact same because on the other one
Can I message Peter from 1016? See what he advises, because his friends are RGB. They've done get a few ideas from them and go from there.
So they've done this before.
They've done a few. I got the tire sizes and wheel sizes. I got their recommendation. So it looks good, but there's a slight rub on it. So I just want to make sure if that's normal or not. So we got an old school Mercedes G Wagon in from Jersey in for a full restoration. As you can see in this clip, it's in for underbody ice blasting. In simple terms, that's firing frozen CO2 pellets at the surface area at high speeds, and it effectively removes all the dirt, the grime and the debris. So the reason why people get ice blasting is a simple reason. It's because this guy is getting a full restoration. He thought he'd get the underneath done as well. So when he gets it, it's going to be like a brand new car. So So the guys are currently stripping everything inside the interior. So the seats, the moldings, the roof panels, they're all coming apart in order for the car to be resprayed. They're going to sand it down first before it goes into the booth, so the surface that they're painting on is nice and smooth. So whilst we've got our hands full at Unit E, over at Unit 15, let's go see what they're doing with the McLaren.
With replacing ceramic brake pads, it could take up to 15-20 minutes, sometimes half an hour aside. When you have issues like brake pads are binding and they're seized and they've got corrosion and whatnot, what we do is we end up spending about an hour. It doesn't mean we're going to charge extra, we'll still charge you the same amount, but it's about the passion we put in your car.
Feel it.
So we've just removed the brake pads from this McLaren 720S, and as you can see, they're glazed. And also on the sides, they're corroded and they were seized in the caliper. So what we're going to be doing is cleaning the edges up and deglazing the face of the pad, and we'll refit them and go for a test drive.
We finally deglazed the brake pads. Not only that, we cleaned the rust off the edges and the brake dust. Now fitting everything back on, we made sure everything is clean and rust free with no debris inside the braking system. And once we fit everything back on, we'll be getting the car ready for a test drive. And once the test drive is done, we'll bring it back and re-torque everything, make sure everything's working perfectly fine, and then call the thumbs up and say, car's ready for release. I get a lot of customers come with a lot of supercars with ceramic brakes that have been advised from different places, workplaces, that the brake pads have to be replaced. When taking the pads off, they will have a lot of meat on them, but they will be glazed. So we end up deglazing the brake pads instead of replacing them and fitting them back on, greasing them back up and everything. And everything works perfectly fine, unless the brake pads have cracks or damages on the brake pads. When test driving the car, we make sure we bed the brake pads in again and then drive the car when it's cold and warm so the car drives in a pristine condition with no sounds on the car. But for now, I'll let you guys get back into the episode.
Right, guys, we're here in the showroom of dreams, which means one thing. Dom actually came up to me and said we're doing behind the scenes, and we had a very special car which normally wouldn't have made it on any of the platforms where we advertise cars. It wouldn't have been on any of our normal social media platforms. However, with this being behind the scenes, I thought it may be a very unique chance for you guys to see how we handle some of our more exclusive cars. The cars that we aren't allowed to boast about that we sell, but the many cars that make it through our showroom that come straight in and straight back out onto a trailer. Now, before you turn around and show the camera, I'm gonna have to stand here for a second and turn it to black and white, and I can show you this car, which is just about to head out onto an aeroplane to the other side of the world, the Lamborghini Revuelto. Right, so we've literally got this car heading out. Mo, are we taking it now or?
We're pressed for time, we really need to get going.
Yeah?
Yeah, we need to get going.
So normally how it happens is Mo probably has a better idea about this. Literally hand it over to him, and after all the sales and the money is in the account, he'll go and drop it off to Mixed Freight.
Mixed Freight, Heathrow, yeah.
And then they will have to pump the fuel out of the car, and then the exciting bit is it goes onto a plane, and this one, because the doors go up, is going onto a special cargo lux, which is the full freight. Won't have any passengers on there, it will just be full of freight. And then a day later, our lovely clients on the other side of the world will be saying hello to this beauty, a brand new 40-mile Lamborghini Revuelto, which you guys who own some Revueltos and may have some on order would be glad and happy to know that it was sold for overlist.
We better hurry up. We've got half an hour to get there. It's 3:20 now. We have to be there for 3:45. My sat nav's telling me we'll be there for 3:46. Let's get going.
Because if I go to do 812, that's going to
Because
take
we've got
me... But that's 4 hours.
Thing is, I don't want to risk the Chiron. The Chiron we can even do on Wednesday, actually. No, we can't do Wednesday. We've got to do it tomorrow. Because Wednesday you're going to be gone. So yeah, the Chiron is more important. I'll be absolutely honest with you. And the 812 is more important.
Okay, cool.
Because the G63 is at a home address, and you could even get that a bit later on.
Because the thing is, G63 I can go early.
No, but the thing is, you could get stuck in traffic. Because what it is, with the G63, it's a home address.
Okay, so
she's always going to be at home.
Yeah, cool.
The other 2 jobs are going to dealerships.
You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. When the beat goes off, we bang to the. You can have whatever you like. Whatever you like.
So we've just made it, literally just made it in the nick of time. Offloading the car now. Luckily, Mixed Freight have accepted the vehicle. A couple of minutes late, but we're here offloading the car. So I've dropped the vehicle off now to Mixed Freight Services. That's all me done here now. Let's go back and check in with the boys at GVE.
So Mo just dropped off the Lamborghini Revuelto to Mixed Freight Services. Whilst he was doing that, the guys at Unit E had just finished the G Wagon. The G Wagon's going to come out, the body panels are going to go in for the same treatment, and we'll see how it goes. So whilst the other panels are being painted, Jarrett is flat and polishing the parts that have just been sprayed.
Taking off this cover for the indicator because indicator is there but it's flashing air, so I'm going to take that side off and copy the wiring there. So this one works properly as it should. The indicator flashes there the correct way. The other one, it flashes the other side where the brake is, so the wiring is just the wrong way around. So I'm going to try and follow the wiring here to put it match with that. So this whole thing comes off, the plugs are here. So one of the plugs are plugged in incorrectly. So where the indicator is meant to be flashing, the brake light's flashing. Put this pipe on, but we can't because the wing's in the way, washer bottle's in the way, so we need to remove the washer bottle. But because it being a 1999, 1998, there's no method for how to do it. So go on parts, see it? That's where you normally pick up the parts what you need, but it shows that, so we're going to reverse engineer it to find out where the bolts are to remove this washer bottle. So I can put this on there. It will save me taking all of this off to put this small little pipe in there. We'll just have to reverse it.
Yeah.
I'm taking that out. We have to take the ring off. For the rear bumper for this vehicle, a bit small now.
So what's the problem? The problem is this is
This bumper is not for this model. We're just trying to facelift it to a new model. So a lot of designing, refabricating and everything to make this fit. But from what I can see, roughly, it looks like they're just trying to argue with each other, finding out how to put this, how to put that. They're looking a bit stressed out. You see, they're running away, you know? But it's okay, it's okay. The stress on his face is...
As you can see, it's not very easy to facelift an old G Wagon. However, these guys are going to work night and day to make sure this all fits.
Now let's head back to Unit 15 where myself and George are going through the plan for the next episode of the GVE London podcast.
I think that's important then to put your point across that you actually, okay fine, we agree that probably that isn't the best way to be driving your car, but using resources to stop number plates, tints.
Yeah, that is the wrong way of trying to keep the streets safer.
So Kensington and Chelsea Council reported over 10,000 camera activation over an 8-month period, £100 fine each activation.
Hate the government.
It's about half an hour, go live?
Yeah.
Yeah, David, that's turn up, so we'll get sat down, we'll go through the brief one more time again with Bruce and then we'll go from there.
Okay, we ready? Yeah. Hello and welcome to episode 36 of the GVE London podcast. So it's been a little while since we've done our last podcast. Everybody's been on holiday, as you can tell by our tans.
This is the month you try and book your holidays because it's generally quite a slow month. People go abroad, they tend to not be buying things, they're not in the country.
School holidays, right?
School holidays, yeah. Every year, progressively, you've seen that, okay, it's a slower month than the other months. And this year round, it's been the busiest we've ever had.
Okay guys, as you saw from last week's episode when I went out to personally view a low mileage Bentley Continental GT Speed, the good news is we actually did purchase the vehicle, and the even better news is the vehicle sold before it even made the website. As you can see, the vehicle has arrived to us behind here. It's just come in and the car's going to go through the preparation center now. A little bit of a few issues with it in terms of a couple of scuffed alloys we need to get repaired. Other than that, it's a very, very, very good car in terms of condition, and it's going to go to its happy new owner. So there you go, one in and out just like that.
So we're moving from Unit 15 to Unit E because an emergency has just rolled in. So we had this car when it first came in from the dealership. We only had 13 miles on the clock when it arrived. It's now got 70, and unfortunately, a bus has hit it. So it scraped it ever so slightly. And we're going to see how the PPF's protected it. The main reason why you get PPF. As you can see, it looked really bad before it got damaged. After we've taken it off, there's no damage on the paintwork. This is why it's important to get your car protected. So over at Unit 15, George has just sold another car. Let's find out more details.
Right, so just had a really good client of ours who is looking at selling his Maserati MC Stradale. So it's actually a one-off in a very unique colour. And I told him what's better is just bring the car down. He's been down here quite a few times. He lives about 20 minutes away. Let's have a look around it and in fact get a chance to show you guys how we would appraise a car and value it with a customer here. So as soon as he's there, we'll bring the camera down and show you behind the scenes. Right guys, got a really good client of mine who's come down to sell his Maserati MC Stradale. Get a quick glimpse of it over there. Let's have a chat and find out what you want for it. How you doing? You alright?
Good to see you, George. How you doing?
You too. I've just got a quick glimpse of it. Do you know what? It's raining outside. Do you think there's any chance you could bring it around and we can have a look at it in the showroom?
Yeah,
cool.
sure.
That is nice. When you see it under the lights over here, that's lovely. Just listen to that idle. Yeah, man, this is lovely.
Yeah, love the yellow on it. This one's a 2-seat one, so they did a 2-seat and a 4-seat.
Oh really? I love the way they've put the carbon touches all the way going through to the back as well.
Yeah, they kept the tunnel all the way through, so it's been really
and the
nice.
Trident logo on the back as well. That's factory. All
Yeah,
factory. How many miles are on this?
Just under 30,000 miles.
Okay,
Just under
nice. So
30,000
not too
miles.
low. And this is a 13 plate.
13 plate, yeah. I imported it myself from Singapore.
Okay.
As well, actually, so the car is actually back qualifying too.
Nice. How long has it been in the country for?
Been in the country since middle of this year.
Okay.
So,
and good history?
Good history, all Maserati main dealer history. Last one was done December 23.
Well, let's have a look at the market. I know there's not many MC Stradales up at the moment.
Yeah. Of these 2-seaters has only made 497 in the 2-seat. So
only 497?
Yeah, in the 2-seat configuration.
That's it. So, only 3 up for sale at the moment. So there's a white one, but we know white Maseratis don't always sell too well. And then we go all the way up to 75 for 3,000 miles, which is an older car, and that's a rare seat delete as well. Since this is a much brighter colour, which I do think holds a bit of value. I think let's start it at 55.
Sure, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
I think let's go up at 55, see how the market reacts to it. It's such a unique car. I mean, I'd even say let's try a bit higher, but I think 55 still looks good value. I have to say the condition of this is really good. I've seen a lot of these come in, but it looks like it's all pretty much being revamped. No creases on the seats either. So yeah, once it's sold, what are you thinking next?
I mean, I've definitely got a fancy for a GT3 RS. The 992s. I've seen that one over there.
We've got the black one over there.
Yeah,
but
fan of that.
Would you go black or would you go grey?
That is a nice colour on that. I think the grey does really shine, doesn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, it just picks up on the carbon fibre accents a bit more as well.
Might have to take that one away, George.
We've got a challenge over here. Let's get this MC Stradale sold.
Sounds good.
And put you in a GT3 RS.
Nice one, George.
Ready? I hope so. Bloody hell, do you know how many times I've sat on a bike like this before? 3 times in my whole life. The first time was 2 days ago.
We've given the staff an hour early finish. We do this once in a while to get all the team together. So we have James here, who's our head of our social media, playing against Friday, who's also in the media team. They love to play a bit of table tennis up against each other. I don't know who wins. I think normally James tries to win, but he always loses. I think Friday's better. But yeah, we've got the service boys having a bit of pool or billiards, wherever you come from.
Yes, win! Win!
Right guys, so there we have it. What an episode. This week behind the scenes, we managed to see one of the very first Revueltos on screen get flipped. We let you guys into our secret trading world where we make sure manufacturers do not find out how we send their most exclusive models away from the country for overs, and you guys just managed to get a sneak peek for that. Secondly, the 1998 G Wagon, a complete restoration job. You guys have managed to see the underside get ice blasted, which is actually quite a unique opportunity for you guys to see behind the scenes as to how we make cars older than 20, 25 years look as though they're brand new. A full restoration job in the paintwork. In fact, I want you guys to drop in the comments below what you think of the new colour. Personally, I am infatuated by it. To think that you can take a car of this age, make it look as good as it does now. In fact, wait until next week's episode because I cannot wait to see the final piece. And lastly, you guys got to see all of our departments get together and resolve this issue with the Cullinan. As you can see, things aren't straightforward. They aren't as simple as just putting a kit onto a car and releasing it to the customer. Hopefully you guys have an insight as to what we had to do, what extents we have to go to make sure our customer base is as happy as we want them to be. And guys, it's really important to get your feedback. This series is being made for you and you only. So if you do like it, be sure to like, subscribe, share, and do not forget to hit that notification bell so we can make sure that you are completely clued up on when our latest episodes are coming out. Until next week, see you then.